And good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is the first day of August. We still have some humidity out there, but less so today. And that's pretty much going to go away for the next several days, although it'll still be warm. On our show today from Thrive Laguna Woods, we have Beth Perrick on. She's going to sit down with Lisa and tell us what's going on with Thrive. Then the ladies from the Senior Center will be here, talk about their August events, and also they have the casino night, believe it or not. It's coming around again in mid-September. We're going to take you a tour of the Great Park and also bring you a segment with one of Hoag's fine doctors. Now, as far as meetings go today, we have the Energy Task Force in the Cypress Room at 9:30, and then GRF Mobility and Vehicles Committee, that will be at 1:30 in the boardroom. Now, let's get to the weather, and again, that humidity is still out there, less so today. And then as we go forward, the temperatures are still going to be about the same, but the humidity level is really going to get back to more normal as that monsoonal moisture that's over the the southwest, it starts to move a little more eastward and begin to dissipate, at least for now. Most of the time we get to mid or late August, this all comes back again. So enjoy it today and enjoy that we'll have a few degrees cooler over the next few days, but then it'll probably pop back up again as we get into Sunday and Monday of the next week. So temperature-wise, not too much different depending where you go. Humidity-wise, yes. If you're out this morning, there's not too many clouds out there. I still have scattered clouds in there because you've probably noticed in the afternoon lately we've been getting those clouds starting to form because of all the humidity. Let's take a look around the area today. And temperatures again, very much what we had yesterday. Again, not much difference at all, no matter where you go, maybe a degree or two. But as I put down, take an evening stroll on the beach. You know, right now, even today, the beaches are going to be averaging about 85, so they're really nice down there. If you get a chance, maybe early evening, go into one of the beaches. Yes, Laguna is crowded because of all the art festivals. We told you yesterday about that bus service that they have to go down there from the Quail Hill area. You can park there and take a bus down there for free. But there's plenty of other beaches that you can go to and just enjoy the evening and get out where it's nice and cool. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
I'm coming for you, Cancer. With California Protons, I now have the technology and expertise to fight with unmatched precision. I'll zero in and wear you down with radiation, millimeter by millimeter. You won't weaken me. I'll spare my tissues and protect myself against future threats. Cancer, you're history. I'm looking to the future.
Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.
I'm Dr. Trin. You may know me from Memorial Care, Alzheimer's Orange County, and Irvine Clinical Research. Alzheimer's is the third leading cause of death in Orange County. The problem is, we're making this diagnosis way too late, after the damage is done. We don't want to wait for this to happen. We want to catch this early. Please come see me for a free consultation and discuss ways to minimize your risk for Alzheimer's disease.
The eye care experts at Harvard Eye Associates have been treating the vision of patients in Southern California for over 30 years. As a leader in multi-specialty eye care, our doctors specialize in cataracts, glaucoma, retina, cornea, LASIK vision correction, oculoplastics, and diabetic eye care. As an approved FDA research center, our doctors offer surgical techniques and technology not available to the general public. Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today. Laguna Hills, San Clemente. Call 800-974-EYES.
Through my window, I see the first sunlight, and I feel the warm ocean breeze. I see the waves that lulled me all night. That's what my window brings me.
Look at this.
That view is $1 million.
It's amazing we can look at these kinds of places within our budget.
You don't have a bad view from here anywhere you look.
It's all about the view. Sunday night is beach night. Sunday night at 8, only on HGTV.
Welcome back. Well, as you know, Thrive, we have had segments talking about people in the community, but today we have Beth Perrick, who is here to tell us about the whole concept of Thrive and how it came about. Welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you and about Thrive in general. We've had some people talk about it, and so you're here to tell us about some new things with it, right?
Okay. Well, kind of to tell you about old things, because my goal today is to give the foundation of what we are about at Thrive, how this all started. And then one Wednesday a month, I think the fourth Wednesday, one of our members of our team will be coming and they will talk about it. For example, someone will come and talk about videography, someone will come and talk about the camera club, da-da-da-da.
Oh, perfect.
That way.
That's great.
Okay,
That's
good.
great. Well, I know you do have some new thing that you're going to talk
Oh,
about,
yes,
but
I
let's
do
go
have
ahead and
some.
start with the
So-
things that you wanted to discuss, maybe the history and
So
things like that.
how did it start? In 2015, I think it was, 2015, I saw online this piece about humans of New York.
Okay.
And this fellow, Brandon Stanton,
Okay.
and this is the book that he wrote. Anyway, what he did was he was working in Chicago and not happy with his job. And he decided, I'm going to New York City. He went to New York City, and just for fun, he started taking pictures of people and putting those pictures up online.
Okay.
And so he had this blog, and different people were looking at his blog and the pictures of the people on the streets in New York. And one day, he came across a woman who was dressed all in green. Green dress, green shoes, green everything.
Okay.
So he said, he took a picture, of course, and then he said, why are you dressed all in green? And she said, because one day I had the best day of my life. And that day I was dressed all in green.
Oh.
So from now on, I'm dressed in green each and every day.
Oh, that's great.
So that got him started. He wrote that. Instead of just putting the pictures up, he wrote her story.
Okay.
And boom, it exploded. And so then he started writing the story with the pictures.
Okay.
So you could go to his blog and you could Google Humans of New York now, and it's expanded. He's gone to different countries and whatnot. And you will see different pictures, different people. And this fellow saying, my house blew into the ocean. Or you could see something that has whole paragraphs.
Okay. Okay. So he does. So he gives a little bit of history, a little snippet about what they're
Tiny
all
little
about.
bit.
Okay.
So 2015, I was on the third board and a member of Media and Communications Committee, and Stanley Feldman was the chair. And I went and I told him the story that I just told you, and he said, "You're it." He said, "You have a committee that can do this." And so a couple of people that were right next to me, I said to Joanne DiLorenzo and Jan Labarge, you're my buddies, you need to be on this with me. And so we started this group called Thrive. And Scott Marvel soon joined us, which was certainly a blessing for us because he's a strong videographer and can do so much. There were other people in the beginning. People in the community will remember Heather Rasmussen, and Heather just was really with us throughout. And Paul Ortiz is really strong in this. He'll be one of the people that will be interviewed for the Thrive interviews.
Oh, that will be good because he's been here a long time.
Sure, he has. And then Doug Rook and Mike Iad and just a whole bunch of other people started out in 2015. And so where are we with it now? Well, we have come up with this. I think you could see. This is our old logo. I'm going to show you our new logo.
We actually have it right behind us too on our screen.
Right, and
so that's the old logo.
That's the old logo. So
all right.
We've just adopted the new logo with the colors and whatnot.
Okay.
Anyway, we had with Cindy leading us. Cindy Whitney led us, and we had a retreat, and we came up with our mission. And the mission of the Thrive Project is to capture and share moments of life in the village, and the vision is inspiring quality living in every chapter of our life. So really positive things. And so that's our mission and vision. And we have now come up with the new logo.
The new logo.
I will show you the new logo.
Okay. Yep.
And you will be seeing the new logo because
here, let's hold that up like this, and then we can see it. So I like it. So tell me a little bit about the logo and how you guys came up with that.
So this is a person thriving. You can kind of see that. That's how it came about. It would be hard to tell you the story because we went over and over and over to try to get what we thought was the best. You know, the original one was fabulous, but then we thought we need it to be a little bit different.
Well, and it's not just one person; it's lots of people who are doing lots of things, looking active.
Yes, right. But you can see I am thriving. So it's individuals thriving among all the individuals.
Nice.
So
I like it. I like it.
So that's our logo, and the next step is to have buttons, so you can have buttons. We had thought we would get them done by the time the senior games were on, and we could maybe hand them out then, but that just kind of didn't work out. But we will be getting the buttons, so people will be able to have a Thrive button that they're wearing.
Okay.
So what is our task? Our task is finding creative ways to tell the story of how our residents are thriving in Laguna Woods Village. And when you say thriving, it's how are you thriving right now? So if you said to me, Beth, how are you thriving right now? I would say, well, one of the ways I'm thriving right now is being able to serve in the governance of our city, and I'm really appreciative of having that opportunity. You know, if you would have asked me a couple of days ago, I would have said, I'm thriving because there's so many opportunities to have fun with my grandchildren here, taking a walk by the creek, or many different things that I can do with grandchildren here. So it's a present moment type of thing.
All right.
There's been research. One of our members, Steve brought in positive depictions of what the research says about having positive depictions and how good that is for people who are retired to see positive depictions and to think positively. So what are the categories that we look at? So we look at, and these are just going to be a few. We look at friends. How are you thriving? How are you thriving with friends here in the village? How are you growing? How are you evolving? What are you learning? What are you contributing? How are you staying active? What are your thoughts in spirituality here? How about wellness, and so on and so on. So we are really thriving in so many different ways.
Okay. And you know, we do have, when you say thrive and you say evolve, I always think of Mary Zolli, because she comes on all the time with the Theater Guild, and her whole thing is, you know, evolve and involve. So so many people are involved here, which I think is really encouraging.
And Mary Zolli is one that has really grown and evolved in Theater Guild and in Old Pros with her acting ability, and she's working on that, and she's thriving with it.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
Yes.
So now, where we are, we have the Video Club, the Camera Club, Paul Ortiz, Village Television, Eileen Polland, Communications, Brian Gruner, Recreation, Special Events, Scott Marvel, Cindy Whitney, and so many people that are truly, strongly involved with the Thrive Project.
Okay.
So it's growing and expanding. And where we're looking to expand even more now is looking at drama, at writing, and writing possibilities here in the village, music, and dance. So here we are. We're retired. It's our time in life to love, to serve, to have fun.
Yes.
And so we're reaching out to the clubs and saying, how are your people doing that? Could we interview someone who would tell us how they're thriving?
Okay.
So, as I said, I'm the background person, and next will come someone who will tell you, I'm not sure who's going to be next.
Right.
We'll tell you another piece of it. Maybe it'll be someone from the Camera Club. We'll see.
Okay, well, no, I think it's great. And I have a laundry list of people that I will be sending you, because we interview so many different people from all walks of life, and majority of them are from the village. And I will definitely, because we do a very small part, you know, a little 10-minute piece on them, but you can do a half an hour, right? Is that how long the Thrive Show is?
The Thrive Show is a 9:30 Thursday mornings, and that is that long. But we can do just short little segments too of thriving.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll get you that list.
Yes.
All right.
Wonderful.
Well, and then you'll be on Wednesday. The next time you're going to come on is, or the next, you said the fourth Wednesday, right?
The fourth Wednesday.
Okay.
We're off this time because I couldn't do the fourth Wednesday in July because I was at the beach for the week. Oh, well.
Oh, darn.
Oh, no.
Thriving at the beach.
Yes, I was thriving at the beach.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to the next interview, and thank you so much for the information, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
So remember that Thrive is going to be new, even though it's old, but they're going to be going on some new ventures with people in the community. So if you would like to share your story, make sure you let us know. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am so pleased to welcome you to JTV. We're a 24/7 home shopping network focused exclusively on jewelry and gemstones. And because we believe every woman deserves to be lifted up, we love to help her sparkle, keep her informed, and make her smile. Our viewer is passionate about jewelry and gemstones, and we share her passion. Because of that, she keeps coming back, making us one of the top retailers in the United States. We sell extraordinary products at extraordinary prices. Welcome to JTV.
Right now, I'd like to welcome Dr. Teferi Matiku, who is a Hoag electrophysiologist. Am I right?
That's correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here today. And the main subject that we're going to talk about is atrial fibrillation. Did I pronounce that? I pronounced your name right.
That's correct.
That counts more.
Atrial fibrillation.
Yeah, AFib. Let's call it AFib.
AFib, yes.
Let's talk about first what that is, because it's something we hear about a lot. And you know, the question might be, well, is that a heart attack? Is it just a small little symptom? What is it? How serious?
Atrial fibrillation is a heart rhythm disorder.
Okay.
It's not a heart attack.
Okay.
Of course, heart attack can lead to atrial fibrillation. Normally, the heart beats in a synchronized beat between upper and lower chamber, where upper chamber regulates the rate and the rhythm at which the heart beats.
Okay.
So atrial fibrillation is a arrhythmia of two upper chamber of the heart. We call them atrium.
Okay.
And is when they are beating chaotically and out of sync to the lower chamber.
Okay.
Yeah, and that causes irregularity and chaotic heart rhythm.
Okay. Now, is that something that occasionally we all get? You know, sometimes even in a resting state, sometimes you'll get a little, what I would call a heart palpitation, you know, you just like that, and then it's a couple seconds later, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, that may or may not be atrial fibrillation, and there are many other arrhythmias that mimic atrial fibrillation. Some of them are skip heartbeats. The skip heartbeats are the beats that come from prematurely from upper chamber or lower chamber.
Okay.
And that might give you the sensation of skip heartbeats.
Okay.
If I go into the symptoms of atrial fibrillation, the most common symptoms that you see is palpitations, sensation of flutter in the chest. Some people just feel fatigued. Some people feel fatigue when they exert themselves. Some people may feel chest pain and pressure. Some people feel skip heartbeats. So the symptoms of AFib is very broad, and any of those symptoms may suggest you have atrial fibrillation.
Okay, now, is it something that you would notice on a regular basis, and that would give you kind of a clue, well, this isn't just like, you know, something we all get once in a great while?
Yeah, so in the atrial fibrillation is chronic progressive heart condition. So early in the disease process, you may get these palpitations or these symptoms periodically. But as the disease progresses, those symptoms become more frequent and more persistent. Ultimately, if you get stuck in atrial fibrillation, the symptom will be continuous all the time. And usually, majority of patients with atrial fibrillation have some sort of symptoms. Those symptoms are not necessarily palpitation or sensation of flutter. Some of them just, they don't feel right. It's just a sensation that your health is not right.
Yeah. Now, as far as treating it, what are some of the steps that Hoag takes? And my other question here, because is this where a pacemaker comes in?
Yes. So let me unload this question because there's multiple points to this point. Atrial fibrillation, when you have, let's say you come in and you see your physician, and if you have any of those symptoms, I think it's important that the patients go see their physician, primary care physician, and if they get diagnosed with atrial fibrillation, they need to be referred to a cardiologist where they need to be worked up. One, why they'll have atrial fibrillation. Two, treat them appropriately based on their risk factors, age, symptoms, and all other factors that contribute to atrial fibrillation. So let's say you're a new patient, you got diagnosed with atrial fibrillation. The first thing that we need to do is identify why you have an atrial fibrillation. What are the risk factors for atrial fibrillation? For example, most common reason people have an atrial fibrillation is hypertension, is high blood pressure. If you have an excessively elevated high blood pressure, you got to treat the disease upstream, which is what caused the disease. Not necessarily treating only the symptoms, but also treat the cause of atrial fibrillation. If you have a sleep apnea, if you're overweight, if you consume excessive alcohol, consume other stimulants, all those things need to be factored in. That's actually more important than just treating the atrial fibrillation itself, because that changes the disease course, that changes the frequency and the burden of atrial fibrillation. So treatment, when we see a patient at Hoag, we assess the patients initially what caused their atrial fibrillation, and once we identify, we correct the correctables. Certain conditions, actually, if you treat, let's say you have a excessively stimulated thyroid, we call it hyperthyroidism. If you have AFib due to hyperthyroidism, that AFib is potentially curable. Even though the disease of atrial fibrillation itself is not curable, but if there's a condition that you can treat that causes the atrial fibrillation and you can correct that condition, maybe your AFib will be also curable. But majority of the time, AFib is not curable. It's chronic progressive condition, but you have to treat the disease in a sort of a broader approach, identify the cause, correct the correctables, and then also treat the atrial fibrillation. And then going into atrial fibrillation treatment has multiple modalities. One, there are medications that we can use to regulate the rate and regulate the rhythm. There are medications called rate control medications, beta blockers, metoprolol, atenolol. There are calcium channel blockers medication that we use to slow down the heart rate. Those that just slow down the heart rate at which the heart beats. And there are medication we use, we call them antiarrhythmics. Those are medications that regulate the rhythm. Instead of just being irregular, the heart rate will be regular. So we call them antiarrhythmics. And multiple choices exist. And if those medications fail, maybe you end up needing a procedure called ablation, which is we identify the tissue that's abnormal tissue that's causing the arrhythmia, and we use catheters through the veins in the groin and the neck or arm, go inside the heart and cauterize or zap those abnormal tissues to correct the rhythm.
Okay.
Would
that be, in that case, something that maybe was, can somebody be born with this condition? In other words, it manifests itself much later in their life, but it's something that they're just born with, you know, it's or hereditary.
It is, majority of AFib, the way we understand it now, is acquired condition.
Okay, all right.
It's like if you live healthy lifestyle, eat well, meaning healthy diet, exercise regularly, watch your weight,
right,
reduce the stress, and all those things are important. If you have a tendency to develop AFib, even you have a genetic predisposition, you may delay the disease onset. One more point I haven't really touched is treatment of AFib. We look at the AFib treatments in two different modalities. One, rhythm issues. Two, stroke prevention.
Okay.
Because when you have an upper chamber beating chaotically and irregularly out of sync to the lower chamber, it causes and increases the chance of stroke.
Okay.
So each individual patient needs to be assessed appropriately, and some of them have a high risk factor based on their other medical condition. They might need to be treated with the blood thinners. We call them anticoagulation. And fortunately nowadays we have multiple choices that we can use to thin the blood.
All right, very good. So obviously the first step here is if you're someone who maybe has these symptoms, you know, you kind of feel certain things going on, you tell your primary, and then from there, they'll assess you need to take the next step to a cardiologist.
Yes. Those are kind of traditional approach. Unfortunately, sometimes patients present with the advanced arrhythmia because they don't feel well, or they kind of suppress the symptoms, and by the time they show up, their first presentation may be stroke, first presentation may be heart failure. So it's important not to ignore those subtle symptoms that make you feel unwell, and go to your primary care doctor and being assessed for this arrhythmia. And the treatments that's available today, we have multiple modalities that we can do: medical therapy, ablation. Some patients may even fail medical therapy and may not be suitable for ablation. Those are the patients, to answer the earlier question, is they might end up needing a pacemaker to
and that regulates?
It does not necessarily regulate, but it helps our abilities to treat the atrial fibrillation by essentially cutting the electrical circuitry between upper and lower chamber. So the irregularity of the upper chamber does not conduct to the lower chamber. So therefore, they need a pacing of the lower chamber.
All right, very good. I really appreciate you coming on today. A pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure's
and
mine.
I want to tell folks you can go to hoag.org for more information. And also, of course, Doctor, you were both at the Newport and Irvine location.
That's correct.
So, you know, you might come across the doctor there. And the number, by the way, you can also call is 949-764-5871. A pleasure to have you on.
Pleasure's mine. Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Cart here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
And welcome back. Our ladies are here from the Senior Center, the Florence Sylvester Memorial Senior Center in Laguna, just down the road, and beautiful. Well, technically, it's Laguna Hills.
It's Laguna Hills.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right in the little pocket there. But great to have you here today.
Thank you.
And we got the August booklet out. This is the first day of August, so
Yes.
you hit it just right.
What happened to the first?
I
7
don't
months?
know.
My gosh.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's you know, pretty soon you're going to have to start thinking where you're going to get me for Christmas.
Oh, I already know.
Okay. You already, look at the way she said that. A slap in the face. No. A lot of stuff going on as usual. And one of the things you want to touch on is really, let's talk about this first because you have this open.
Right.
Is not until next month, but now is the time to get tickets. And of course, that is casino night.
It's our casino night
Again.
fundraiser. I know.
Didn't that just happen?
It just happened. It seemed like it.
Yeah.
It's our 19th annual.
Wow.
It's an
19th?
19th annual.
Wow.
And it's our big fundraiser for the senior center for the year. So I invite everybody to come down and join us. It's a great evening. It's a very relaxed evening. And the whole purpose of it is to raise money to help us with our programming,
Yeah.
which is extensive.
And the way you do this is the tickets are $25.
Tickets are $25, and with your ticket you get $100 play money.
Right.
And you can play till that's gone, and then you can buy some more play
Yes.
money. We don't play with real money. We're not allowed to do that. We get our hands slapped for that.
Yes.
So what you're doing is you're playing with play money, and at the end of the night, instead of winning money, depending on how many chips you have, you get raffle prizes. And we have some great raffle prizes.
Yeah,
that
you
evening,
do.
So.
Yeah, and a lot of different people around the area get involved with it.
Yes.
And donate things for raffles and all kinds of stuff.
It's our major sponsors are Dodie Holstein and Memorial Care Medical Group, so
Yeah.
we thank them.
Yeah.
And but for those of you who are out there, it's a great evening. It's for the senior center, so please come down. Tickets are $25. Get your neighbors and your relatives involved, and it's to help to support the senior center. It's for a great cause.
And it is at the center.
It's at the senior center, September 29th, 6 p.m.
You'll be on beforehand.
Yes,
so-
September 29th
Yeah.
at 6 p.m. at the senior center.
Okay. We also have Cheryl here to talk about
Yes.
all her healthy stuff going on. And tell me about this one because this is interesting.
Kick the sugar habit.
Yeah.
We have Dan Coven. He's the health coach. He's going to talk about.
He sounds familiar.
He's been around.
Yeah,
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to talk about processed sugar and how it affects our bodies.
Right.
And the way we can reduce. It's almost like you're addicted to sugar. You have to have that sugar high. There you go. And you know, it's like you have to. My dad used to have dessert at the end of the meal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Always.
Many people do.
Pie and ice cream.
Yeah.
Have to have the pie and ice cream, and it had to be homemade, of course. So, anyways, on Tuesday, August 14th, and you know, it kind of energizes your whole body once you reduce your sugar intake. You notice a big difference in it.
I know. You know, you're an RN, so what about the people who, you know, like my wife, it's Diet Coke all the time. She doesn't drink coffee, and a lot of people don't, and they drink a cola or something, having the artificial sugar. Now, I've heard that
there's a lot of controversy
yeah, it's
on
neither
that.
here or there, but you're right about the sugar thing. And I was just back in Kentucky and Tennessee, and of course back there is sweet tea.
Course,
which
yeah.
I can't stand. I am somebody, I don't put sugar in coffee, I don't put sugar,
Right.
I'm not a sugar person. In fact, if I have something sweet at night, you know, whatever it might be, half hour later, I'm in there eating a piece of bread and cheese or something. I have to finish the evening almost more on a salty type thing rather than, you know.
You like cookies?
I do like cookies, but you know, it's funny. You mentioned that. I am somebody, you know, the people love those warm chocolate chip goo. Hate them.
Oh, wow.
I want crispy cookies.
Oh, okay.
Hate soft
I
cookies.
remember that.
But
Write that
anyway.
down.
There goes my Christmas present.
But you know what?
But then maybe
that's
we should also have a lecture on salt intake.
Okay, there you go.
When you like that salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that'll be a good one.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
at 1 o'clock on Tuesday, August 14th.
Okay.
And then on August 21st, Saddleback Memorial is having a speaker come, Jana. She's a cardiovascular nurse coordinator, and this is through the OC Stroke Foundation.
Oh yeah, that's a great foundation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's going to be talking about symptoms of a stroke and what they do in the ER once you go there.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting.
Yeah, because you know they put you through so many venues now with the neurological advances.
Yeah.
Stopping a stroke.
Yeah.
As fast as possible. So, anyways, that's on the 21st at 1 o'clock, and mindfulness and meditation. Monarch is going to be bringing in he's a yoga coach, and he's going to get us in the zone.
Calming everyone down.
Yes. And how it improves your life.
And then we'll have sugar afterwards.
And then you have sugar.
And then you can have some sugar and salt after.
There you go.
Yeah.
Lots of good things.
And that's on August 28th.
And you know, you can get these booklets. We'll have a few of them here.
Yes.
But also we want to mention the things you do each and every day. There are the lunches there and all kinds of different events. Every single day there's something going on. And this is kind of nice. I just happened to get to this page, the Tree of Life Veterans Wall.
Yeah, we have a veterans wall where you can honor
this is really
the veteran,
nice. Yeah.
and a Tree of Life where you can honor anybody from birthdays to somebody that has passed to a dog's birthday or your grandchildren.
Yeah.
So it's a Tree of Life, and it's $100 donation to the senior center, and it's a beautiful, beautiful.
It is.
Beautiful way of memorializing somebody.
Yeah, and not only that, you're giving your money to. It's not just going to put that up there.
Right. It's to help the senior center. So.
And you know, the veterans come in actually once a month to our center, and they have a veterans claims officer. Well, you probably know about that.
Yeah.
They're here today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
first Wednesday of the month.
And also the new, the center that, as you just said, that's right next to you now. Do you work with them?
Yes, we coordinate. We try getting to know them. They're so busy.
Yeah.
But they're trying to learn all the services that we have to offer. So I mean, we're a great resource in this community.
You are.
So even county agencies are tapping into what we do.
Yeah, seriously, I think they're the #1 source of information and resources for seniors. And as you said, you're not doing it to throw business at people. You vet people, you make sure,
absolutely.
And you give really honest advice. Of course, like during tax season, and all kinds of different things.
Yeah. So we're there for the seniors of this community. So stop by, pick up our newsletter. All the information's in there. Come and say hello, and we'll give you a tour. And we're out there to serve.
All right. Thank you very much. Good to see you.
Yes.
And remember, right down the street, many of their events are free. However, you need to call and get your name on the list because there's limited space over there. So make sure you do that.
Right.
All right.
Thank
you,
care.
Ken. We'll be back.
Thanks.
Have you ever met Miss Lindy? She's a gal with the bright red hair. Now she stands high from all the rest. You know her anywhere. Well, she's mine. Yeah, she's mine. Well, I love that little girl with the bright red hair. Well, Miss Lindy, my Miss Lindy. Well, I love that little girl with the bright red hair.
Welcome back. Well, as I mentioned earlier, we have the great park here with us, and we have Craig Ream, who's going to tell us all about all the fascinating things that they've done over there and more things to come. Well, welcome. Thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you. I want to tell you about my weekend foray. The Orange County Soccer Club, professional team that plays at the Orange County Great Park, hosted a viewing party on Sunday for the World Cup.
Oh, wonderful.
And about 1,000 people showed up, sat in the soccer stadium, looked at the big screen and watched France beat Croatia. And I will tell you, there are more French fans in Orange County than Croatians, but it was still a great game, and it was a great event, and it was a free event.
What a nice way to do that, right there in the heart of the city.
It is, and the great park being 1,300 acres, owned by the city, the fastest growing parkland development in the country. Those kinds of things are happening on a daily basis, and it's really becoming some wonderful synergy.
That's great. I mean, Irvine really is growing leaps and bounds, as you mentioned, not only with, residential areas, but then with the great park, and then a variety of other exciting entertainment and things that are going on. So let's talk about, kind of give me an overview of the great park itself, like just really briefly, how did it get started, and what are some of the things that you have for the vision of it?
Well, I think going back in history, early 2000s, and Laguna Woods voters being very much against an international airport, it was up for a vote. An international airport or a great park, and the voters went out, and it's developing into a great park, 1,300 acres. While the great park is and is going to continue being all things for all people, I mean, the viewing party was across the scale. I know that people that saw Pele play in real life were there, as well as the young kids who know him from the books. But it's shown tremendous growth in the past year, in particular because there's a 194-acre sports complex within the great park that is expanding. And here are some of the numbers. Last August, a 53-acre phase 1 of the great park opened. That's a soccer stadium with 6 other soccer lacrosse fields next to it, 25 tennis courts, 5 sand volleyball courts, and a children's playground. And now we're in the midst of phase 2, which is open or will open by the end of this year. That's another 130 acres. And that includes a mile-long Great Park Trails, which runs through the Bosque and the Upper B from Irvine Boulevard to the soccer stadium, a second children's play area, 6 artificial turf fields, 4 basketball courts, an 18-acre flex field that can be divided up for all sorts of reasons, concerts, playing fields.
Right. You know, we're looking at the map right now. Can you give me just kind of an overview here? Because what does Upper B mean?
So Upper B and Bosque are 2 designations of permanent open space, which is where the trails, the Great Park Trails, are now being finalized. Irvine Boulevard to the sports park, which is the soccer stadium on the map there, that runs under streets and all that. It's a clear run, so you can run, walk, bike without being interrupted with traffic. So that's the trails thing. You can see agriculture and golf, future amenities of the great park, the sports park, which I'm talking about right now, phase 1, which is in place, phase 2, which is opening very, very quickly. The wildlife corridor is another part of the great park that will allow wildlife to go from the Cleveland National Forest through uninterrupted out to the coast. And the future cultural terrace, which I can talk to about in just a moment. The western sector has been open for a very long time. Those are playing fields. It includes 2 art galleries in there, an exhibition hangar, historic hangar 244 are there in the western sector. And I can talk about the community ice facility in just a moment as well.
Okay, I know that they had that up, so I wanted to make sure that we kind of addressed it. So it really is just an overview of what is potential.
Well, what is?
What is?
What is? What is?
What is becoming?
So let me just finish up real quickly
go right
on the phase 2. What is open or will be open by the end of this year? Upcoming 7 baseball fields that include a 1,000-seat baseball stadium, 5 softball fields that include a 500-seat stadium, and then elsewhere, because you have the sports park and you can see it here, and very close to this will be the community ice facility. So it's separate from the sports complex, but still within the great park. I tell you, the great park ice is a 270,000 square foot building, 4 sheets of ice being built by the Anaheim Ducks affiliate, $100 million for ice skating, hockey, and figure skating. It will be iconic from the day it opens, and it opens by the end of this year. And it will be serving those in the public, serving tournaments, and occasionally serving the Anaheim Ducks who may come down for good marketing reasons and have a nice practice. 4 sheets of ice, the largest such facility in the state, and one of the very largest in the country. And so all of this complements what's already in place at the Great Park. As I shared with you, the western sector, we have the visitor center, we have the hangar 244 for meeting and exhibit space. It's also becoming, and has become really, a wonderful walking area. And I was walking it the other day after the viewing party for the World Cup, and it is an enormous stretch of land in which to walk, run, bike, whatever you want to do. And it includes our expanded timeline that runs from one end of the Great Park to the other. And it includes the Kaiser Thrive Path, which is a mile-long health and path that features information by our sponsor, Kaiser Permanente.
Okay.
So it is a place to go to play. It is a place to go to reflect, let's say in an art gallery. It is a place to picnic under the shade of trees and picnic areas. Because what we're doing here is we're in the midst of a 688-acre public-private partnership with 5 Point, the developer, which owns the private land surrounding the Great Park. And in return for entitlement of new housing villages, 5 Point is spending up to $250 million for what you're seeing here. And that's going to include a golf course, a wildlife corridor, and non-sports areas such as the urban agriculture.
Okay. Okay.
And when that's all done, the sports areas will be about 472 acres in all, which will be the 4th largest sports complex in the country.
Wow.
And that sports allows for vitality, synergy, and families.
Exactly.
I have spent so much time on practice fields, either as a coach or as a participant with my own children, and now look forward to do that at some point when I'm a grandfather. Not happening yet. And as you can see here, this is the Great Park Trails that will open this year. That runs from Irvine Boulevard to the soccer stadium, and they're the tennis courts now in play.
So many tennis courts.
We have 25, and they're the soccer fields attached to the soccer stadium, and we're swinging around, and there are the baseball fields and the baseball stadium and the softball stadium coming into play.
Now, can residents of Irvine use that facility free, or is it part of an association, or how does that work?
The playing fields are typically rented out by the city to anyone. I mean, we have high school teams, the professional Orange County Soccer Club team I mentioned that uses the soccer stadium as its home field, lacrosse, tennis lessons, tennis teams, sand volleyball teams, and we rent those out. But nominal fees, wonderful fields. My son, who played lacrosse everywhere in the country, said that the fields of the Great Park were the best he ever played on.
Nice.
And I know I'm doing a pitch, but it's also true.
And then for our residents, though, they can go over there and they can enjoy the playground and the trails and all sorts of things there.
They can, and there are so many areas in which to, grassy areas in which to just watch the children play, or go yourself with a loved one and picnic. Go inside the art galleries and see the latest art gallery show. Go to our Hangar 244 and see our historic planes that represent the planes that flew in and out of the base when it was El Toro. So there's a lot of history. A lot of veterans go there because many of them served there. It was one of the busiest bases from '43 in World War II through 1999. So a lot of wars and a lot of memories there.
Right. And then also, of course, we always see the great big orange balloon from afar. Tell me a little bit about how that works and how someone might be able to go on that.
Well, you just walk into the visitor center, buy a ticket, and walk out and go straight up. It's a wonderful view. Goes, I think, 400 feet up, and so you get a view not only of the Great Park but really of the whole surrounding area. And it reminds us why people move to Orange County. It is particularly on a clear day, it is a beautiful view from up there, and the balloon goes up most days, and tickets are nominal, and the experience is wonderful because there aren't a lot of balloons that you can go up on. And right next to that is a carousel, and so you see families going up in the balloon and then going over the carousel and then going to the grassy knoll next to the visitor center for a picnic. It really creates an entire day for the full spectrum of families and friends and loved ones.
Well, there certainly is so much to do, and like you said, there's so much land, there's so many different things to do, so you really could have a full day.
There is, and still to come, still to be planned and determined by the Irvine City Council is a cultural terrace, which is more than 200 acres undeveloped right now, but the Irvine City Council is contemplating future uses that include priority uses of a permanent amphitheater, a lake, museums, and a library. So you think of the cultural aspect that will be coming here in the next several years to the Orange County Great Park, and it really will be the place to be.
I think a lake would be great because, you know, you've got Lake Irvine,
Yeah.
but maybe something that the kids, it might be a little easier for them being in a centralized location rather than having to go out to the Irvine Lake.
I will pass on your interests.
Well, I don't know. I just felt like there's not enough lakes around here to go fishing.
You and me, we're in the same.
We go on the golf course,
area,
but that just doesn't, you know, it's not the same because you're always worried about somebody kicking you off.
Right.
So, well, this is excellent. Good information. Now, if someone did want to know more about it or wanted to, you know, look at some of the pictures that we have here,
Yes.
where should they go? Website?
Our website, cityofirvine.org, and we have everything Great Park on that website.
Okay, great. Yeah, and we also could do, I think you could do a / Orange County Great Park, which also might, or you could call.
You can do that as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and the 724-6247 would get them additional information if they couldn't find what they needed.
It would, yeah. We have really good people answering phones.
Yeah, well, that's good.
We
I
really
think
do.
even you answered the phone once too.
That's right.
All right, well, thank you so much. It was very nice to meet you, and thank you
Great
for all the
meeting
great
you.
information.
Well, thank you.
All right.
For having me.
All right. Excellent information. So if you want to have a lovely day out, just go to the Great Park. It's probably 10 minutes away from here. So don't forget to check it out. We'll be right back after this.
#1 choice for wood flooring and more is LA Carpet.
Now during their 2-day sale, visit their showroom now and get 65% off wood flooring, laminate, and waterproof flooring.
Plus, get 5-year, 0% financing.
Carpet, #1 for you.
And welcome back. And we're going to...
Well, earlier in our program,
Yeah,
we
we're
had
talking
told
about
you
casino.
that the casino night was on the 16th of September, but it's actually going to be Saturday, September 29th. So we made that modification for you, but everything else is the same. So you still have all the fun. You can call the phone number of 949-380-0155, and that will be from 6 to 10 p.m.
Yes, because you got sent the last year's.
Yeah, the last year's one. So sorry
Yeah.
about that. But there you go. It's September 29th. But
yeah,
it's a
you
ways
got
away.
you got 2 months, and
Yeah,
it's a
you got some
great,
time,
great cause and a lot of fun. Now, our movie coming up on Friday is based on a true story. A lot of you probably remember Chappaquiddick, and it's of course about the infamous incident with Ted Kennedy at the time. In 1969 is when he was driving his car. It went off a small bridge over a lake or river. At that part I don't really know, but it landed in the river, and it ended up killing his young campaign strategist, Mary Jo Kopetny, and you probably remember that name very well as well. And this really deals with how the Kennedy family kind of did the spin control on it. That's the best way I can tell you about it. They had a picture of the bridge there. Obviously, it's a remake of the bridge for the movie,
Right.
but it was really quite a small little bridge. It wasn't, and that was, I remember back then, or reading about this, that was kind of the argument, that there was no railing on the bridge and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, that's what this deal's about. It came out earlier this year. Fairly short movie. It's only 101 minutes. And we bring that to you on Friday at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. Chappaquiddick.
Excellent. And
There
then
we
on
go.
Monday, we have a very different movie
Yeah.
called Ready Player One, and that has Ty Sheridan and Olivia Cook, and this one is directed by Steven Spielberg, so that should be very fun. It's when the creator of a virtual reality world called The Oasis dies, and he releases a video in which he challenges all Oasis users to find his Easter egg, which will give the finder all of his fortune. So it looks very fun, a lot like we were talking about that earlier. It seems kind of Tron-ish.
Yes,
Where they
yeah.
go into a video game, but then you could also equate this to SimCity and a variety of other video games that people play to kind of lose themselves in their normal life to go into a reality life. So it looks very fun. And that's going to be on Monday, August 6th at 2 p.m. and also at 6 p.m.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And there's references to a lot of the Steven Spielberg movies.
Oh, right,
in
you
this,
did
the
mention that.
DeLorean, and then I can't think of the name of the robot movie that he did. It was an animated movie, but it was very popular. And that's in here, and all kinds of cool references. So I think you will enjoy that very, very much.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about our wonderful
the library? We can do the library. So the library has so many things to offer, and I don't know if you knew this, but we have more than 30,000 items in collection in the library, and there are thousands of materials to explore, including world languages. The diverse collection includes best-selling books, movies, music from countries around the world, and you can also donate books to further enhance the collection. And then also the library is open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Saturday, and I bet it's air conditioned.
Yes,
so
yes, that's why you go over there.
You want some reprieve, then just go in there. It might be kind of nice. So anyway, that's a fun little thing. And what do you have? How about swim? Do we have time for swim lessons?
No, we're going to get to the weather.
Okay,
and the great people, lessons. By the way, they're going to maybe start opening on Wednesday evenings towards the end of August.
Which?
The library.
Oh, the library, okay.
Yeah, so we'll get more about that when Eileen comes on. Now, our weather, as I said, we're still got some humidity out there today, less so. This is kind of like the transition day. You still have some scattered clouds in the forecast as we were getting into the afternoon, but looking outside, it seems to be less so. As we go forward, the temperatures will still kind of remain the same. We'll get a little cooler the next few days, then they'll rise again, but the humidity shouldn't be there. Maybe as we get into next week, I think the humidity does come back. So, you know, still warm. 85 tomorrow, that's about normal without all this humidity. It's typical, though, as we get into mid-August, to even get some storms that come into this area. So that's not unusual. Sometimes even hail once in a while will happen in August. Here we are around beautiful Orange County, and get on down to the beaches if you can. Beautiful out there. If you can get down in the evening, any one of the beaches, and just take a stroll, maybe have dinner down there. Yes, it'll be crowded in Laguna Beach, but it's also a lot of fun down there.
But remember, you can take that summer breeze bus.
Yeah, you park over by Quail Hill, go to octa.org or .com, and you can find out more about that, or just Google Laguna Beach Summer Breeze Bus. Get that information. All right, then, what's going on tomorrow?
And then tomorrow we have the Old Pros who will be here, and then we also have, of course, the Globe headlines. So we will have that all for you tomorrow. So stick around for that.
All right, good to see you. Goodbye, and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Happy August.